that but you can do a lot of research there. Maybe not on your genealogy, but it's a lot of information there. That you can use. Because I did it before. I researched, but just for purposes, just to see. It's just research. You just research and trying to find everything. So you go different places and and you read as much as you can, and you just talk to people and things like that. It's just part of research, but there's a lot of information there that you can find. That's all I wanted to say.
Respect. You're definitely correct about that 100% also.
Yeah.
Try to let them know it is called the library, right? But of what? Congress. Who sets the laws and calls the shots? Congress. So they should be in the library of Congress. They shouldn't be reading Harry Potter books.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you just gotta pick some and leave some, though. You can't take everything.
Correct.
Yeah, so but I don't know too much about who are the let's see.
I got two panels up there for you. The first panel we are doing the background. Shout out to everybody tuning in, tapping the screen, sharing the live, comment, and support. I'm trying to comment with y'all down there. Number one, why do white people burn the American flag if they are Americans? That's question number one.
Why do they burn it? Excuse me, but I've never seen anyone burn it. I've seen other people burn it, but they burn it. Maybe if they do burn it, there's a lot of information that we don't know, like why the colors, like the red, white, and blue, and there's so many things that are, and I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that really are like from our ancestors, but we be looking at it like it's something bad, and it's like people be using it, and it's like, oh, I don't like that, oh, I don't like that, but it's like they basically just took everything from y'all and just basically kind of like repurposed it. So I don't know if there's no respect on it, really. That's just the answer. That's a hypothesis.
So you saying you never seen them burn it?
No, not really. Can't recall seeing it.
Can you see the backdrop?
Is there? Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh.
You see him burning the flag?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, so that's why I'm asking, why do they burn the flag if they're Americans?
Oh, well, people are not really Americans. They're like Germans, Italians, and all that. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really from here.
You'll have to explain it. Everybody say they the Americans. Everybody vouch for them. Everybody back them. So you're going to have to really explain that. Why are they burning that flag?
Oh, well, that's the only logical thing I can come up with. Because if you look at some of the if you look at the channels where people from Congress are having a lot of interviews, what they do first, they talk about where they are from. And a lot of them are not from any landmass over here that is called the United States of America. They're from other countries like Germany, Italy, any place other than here. When you listen to them, they'll all tell you they're not from here. A lot of people in Congress are not from America, here.
Now, I like that you said that, but we're gonna go more detail when we speaking. So when you say here, right, we gotta remember United States and colonial America is there, right?
Colonial America. Well, you may be a little bit more deeper with some things than I am, but I'm willing to listen and learn. Colonial America. I don't know what colonial America is.
That's the start of that's the United States. That's the history of the books you read in school.
Oh,
colonial America history. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. That's all the code. United States, American history.
Well, that is when it because all of the like my research when I read books, right? I read like I go back and I do read some of my quote unquote children's books, and it is the United States of America. It's not the United States. It's the United States of America.
You sure? It might have been the United States for America.
Yes. No. That word of too, you have to be very careful.
You see, of come later.
Yeah, so of is not really a part. It's not really a part of America when you use the word of. It's just like you can use of, but a better word is for.
It was for.
Yeah, that's a better one.
To of.
Yes, that's better. Yeah, it is better for definitely. Yes, sure, for America. Yes, but we just kind of. Yeah.
But they changed the word to of America. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. You know. However, even if you use the word of, it's still not America. You're just of America. Like you work for the American people. It's like a company that works for us. That's why they're quote unquote public servants.
No. We're talking a little bit. No, okay, back like we breaking down, right? Colonial America, the United States, right? No. Why would they be burning that flag if they supposedly are Americans? That's what my question was to you, right? Now, when you brought up not being from here. So yeah. I'm gonna give you an example right quick. So you got Germany, right? Southern Wales. Now, you got a place called Hamburg, right?
Yeah.
The city of Hamburg, the second smallest state by area. It's also a city-state, a major port, a trading hub. Now, that Hamburg city, as an example, a gentleman is going to come from there and found South Carolina, Hamburg City. Okay? So the founder, Henry Schultz, can we tap the screen? A businessman from Augusta, Georgia. Schultz named the town after his birthplace, Hamburg, Germany. Right? He built it inside of what? Colonial America. Correct. Now, tap the screen. Do that make sense so far or no? Let me know in the comments for any and everybody. Okay. The town was named after Hamburg, Germany, but was not directly connected to the shipping line, as we'll break down. It was a successful commercial port, and this is about the Hamburg shipping line, but I'm breaking down the town inside of it. Now, identity. German transatlantic shipping enterprise established in Hamburg, Germany, primarily transported German immigrants to the United States. That's the Transatlantic Immigrant Shipping Company. Okay? Coming into His Majesty Colonial America. That makes sense for everybody how a place gets put in somewhere, but it's to represent another area. Makes sense? Anybody? Let me know in the comments.
Now say that again. You said something. Repeat that, what you just last said.
I said, does it make sense how an individual from another world came and found something built in the new world, representing his world? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, yes. If you have an open mind, of course.
Okay, now the thing. Let's tap the screen, put it in the algorithm. Now the thing. Now the thing, man, Southern Wales sit right here in the South. So he traveled from Southern Wales into South Carolina and founded, right, Hamburg. Okay, so we got to remember how this stuff gonna go, right? Because we not remembering where stuff is. Let's tap the screen. Let's shut it live. Peace. Now, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you a different. I'm gonna give you the Hamburg line. Right, so that's the Hamburg American line. Right, so the tour around the world. I'm around the world, and I'm showing you how it's gonna go. Respectfully, right? The tour around the world. So that's the Hamburg line. Now, where they from? If I ask that question to anybody in here, where are they from? If they touring?
Okay, you said the Hamburg line.
Correct.
The word, the last. Berg.
Huh?
It has something to do with the last 4 words.
The bird.
Where they're from. Yeah.
Now, the American Hamburg line is going to produce the Hamburg massacre on the Americans, the government, the people, my grandpas, your grandmas, the government. Make sense on what we break it down? The government is us, the people. Okay? The Republicans, the de jure. Right? Now the de facto, the democracy, which is them, well, they're coming in under a business contract. And that's how it's going to take off in the new world. The Hamburg Mass is dealing with us bringing them in. Like, every time we bring them in, governmental situation happen with us because we coming down there. Okay? They are bringing over pure convicts. Sugar and spice. They're supposed to come work. Now, at these times when they're coming in, it's disguised as a world fair. So it don't cause no violence to them and us. And we're segregated. We're not even with them. In New York, which is the New World Order, we not with them. Okay? Because they're coming in as straight convicts. Now, at this time, we are doing a business contract too where we're in servitude. So everybody in servitude, that's the only difference. Everybody in servitude. They're coming in off the Great Arrival. This time frame I'm breaking down. Right? Everything in order. All right. So that's the Great Arrival. Right? Anybody know a little bit about Ellis Island and the Great Arrival of the New World babies? That's the last wave of the New World. Now, so y'all can like grab it. I just showed you where they coming from. This gonna take you back to the colonies in North America in 1783, while retaining control of British North America, now Canada, right? The territories in their Caribbean and the British West Indies, the British, which is the Ethiopian, African, Sub-Saharan, okay. Colonial expansion turned towards Asia, Africa, and the Pacific, which is the Pacific Ocean, right? The East Indies. After France and the Napoleonic Wars, 1803, Britain emerged as the primal naval, imperial power of the 19th century and expanded imperial holdings. It pursued trade concessions in China and Japan, territory Southeast Asia, the Great Game, and the scramble for Africa. That's when we, at this time, and your story not told. You just now telling your story. The scramble for Africa is when, well, us in servitude, we gonna go do what? Build up Africa. Gotta shake it up. That's West Africa. Can't make it up. Tap the screen out. It's called what? The foundation of New Africa. Come on now. Come on, let's tap it out. How y'all feel? How y'all feel? Right? All right, we went and tricked it out. Tricked him out. Let's keep going. How many of y'all know we built Liberia? How many of y'all know we built Liberia? We taking it slow. We built Liberia. We not from there. How many of y'all know that? Let me know in the comments. Upside down. Hey, you hear that? You hear that, Notary? We gonna keep going. Let's tap the screen now. As I pull my tickets, man. Cash, how you feeling? Oh, she like, bro, in there blending up. All right. Don't trip, don't trip. I'm looking for this ticket for him. Now, just to spank it real good, if I built Liberia, where you think Africa at? If we built West Africa, where you think it's at for real? Let me know in the comments. Where you think it's at? If we putting hands on it, we gotta know.
I know.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this geographical area, just like you have North Carolina, South Carolina, Upper Egypt, Lower Egypt, this geographical area where we are right now, it is a part of that geographical area. Known as Africa.
Can you read that screen?
It's a part. Wait a minute. The top.
The bottom.
It says in the bottom. Really?
Oh no, in 1492.
Right. In 1492, West Africa. Geographically located in the current position in Africa, far removed from the Americas. The Americans were not yet colonized by Europeans, and West Africa is
its position.
In West Africa's its geographical location on Earth.
Correct.
it's just that I can't read it right real clear.
Now, the thing is, you see.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so one of them the United States, the other one West Africa. But why the people don't know that?
I think they don't know. They don't know because they don't know. Like people just what I know. Like some people just want to go about their life. They don't really think about anything. It's like you gotta wake up and say. Whether like, okay, I was told all my life that I'm in like Washington D.C. or whatever, but have you ever done the research on your own exactly where you are and who you are? I haven't done that.
You see that? Oh, I'm sitting back looking at everybody like, I wonder what individuals know out here. If they can't read a map, they might can't read a book. Or a government contract. Or a peace treaty. You see?
Right.
Tune in. Try to screenshot alive. How many of y'all know we built West Africa, Liberia in the 1800s and our God is still funded till this day? It's called the Republic of Africa. How many of y'all know our goddess got captured to do this? How many of y'all know American history? We got captured to do everything. How many of y'all know that us, the people, the Americans, got enslaved to build Liberia? Let me know in the comments. Right quick. It's an open panel too. How many of y'all know Liberia is a part of the Iberian Peninsula?
Some of it is like, say if you go somewhere, you're working somewhere and you go to another part of another state over or whatever, and you like it there and you stay there. Because there are some people that were here sent over there. So we don't have the full story as to why they were sent.
Yeah.
What were they sent to do?
Everything we do is government contracting. Everything we do is real public. It's just what beings are getting trapped reading behind they're not reading the government. They are reading. You see the word I use, Harry Potter?
Yeah.
See that? Somebody trying to read a Harry Potter book to prove they exist, but the Harry Potter being is from Narnia. What do you... Go read the government if you want to read something. But somehow the brain is tricked to say, no, the government lies to me. Well, God. You see, like, it's not going, we can't get nowhere if the brain going to operate in reverse like that on anybody. Respectfully. Y'all ain't got grandparents that served in the militaries? I do. My whole family tree. You see, so I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Versus maybe you don't.
How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
All right. Today was chess day.
That's what's up. How you feel about the topic on the panel?
It says how I can't make out that
it's saying how the efforts. It said how the efforts to resettle formerly enslaved Americans created Liberia. So we just up here breaking down how we went and built Liberia up, and most people don't know it.
No, I didn't know that, to be honest.
A lot of individuals don't, respectfully. That's why we just sitting here having a breakdown, talking about it with everybody on how we went to go do it. The flags, we funded. Most beings don't know that. So this what talking about it help everybody start getting into. Let's tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Now, the thing is, respectfully, I'm trying to find a ticket for y'all. The thing is, the people, once we got sent to do that, the people got to wake up to us getting enslaved to Africa. And they don't get it. Don't worry about taking no DNA test if it's telling you, obviously, you from a place that you built. You see? You built that. So why would you think a DNA test would tip? But that's the conflict of interest or something. So some people be like, man, I went and took a DNA test. If you want to know what an actual African is, respectfully, it ain't you. It's an Arab. The Hebrews. We built houses for the Hebrews. The matriarch did. The matriarch built everything out here for these boys. White Hebrews, black Hebrews, khaki Hebrews, yellow bone Hebrews, in between Hebrews, mulatto Hebrews. Nigga, the matriarch went and found a home for everything breathing out here. Simple. You gotta remember these things, guys. It's American history. Gotta remember these things. The problem is your reflections today. No. When we letting y'all know, you not no Indian, bro. This is a caveman, primitive ass thing y'all doing. Y'all need to stop. You're reversing us mentally, physically, and spiritually. You wouldn't know an Indian if you read the right book. Go ahead, reflection.
I don't think it's about being an Indian. I think what it is if you're saying read about like if you're reading and if you not just reading books, but you have to read the system. You have to read the atmosphere, read the room. You have to know how to discern. So you have to look at where everything is basically, everything that is upheld. Look at the people that are, you would say, like they say the Indians, they are like the $5 Indians, or you have to be like, look up and see if you are on the Dawes roll, right? So basically, this is my hypothesis about the Dawes roll, and they are federally recognized. When you look at things like that, then you can kind of see where the placeholders are. Like these people are holding a certain place for someone else, just like the quote unquote, they would say that we are Jews, you know. So then you look at when the writer said, I bless those who bless you, talking about Israel, and I will, curse those who curse you. So they're giving lots of money to Israel every year, billions and billions of money. So who do you think belongs in that place? So this is what I'm saying. You have to read the room. You have to look at money.
You're going to have to, okay, so no hypothesis. I got the laws out, respectfully, right? You want to read what I got on the screen? And we can keep going. We can keep going to it.
You want me to read?
If you don't want to, I'll read.
No, I'll read it. Okay, if you want to read it. I mean, I was a reader in the class. I would raise my hand to read. I can read if you want me to.
No problem. Just let me know if you can't see, if my screen, if it's not in the portion you can see in, just let me know.
Okay, so I can see it. The five tribes did not enslave the freedmen in a single year. Rather, they enslaved thousands of black people during the Indian removal period in the 1830s and 1840s. After the Civil War, new treaties in 1866 abolished slavery among these tribes, leading to the enslaved people being recognized as freedmen and granted citizenship rights within their respective nations. Continue.
You want me to move it? I got you.
Here's a breakdown of the timeline. 1830s through 1840s. The forced removal of the five tribes, Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, and Muskogee, Creek, and Seminole from their southeastern homelands included many enslaved black people. These enslaved individuals were forced to make the journey to Indian Territory where they performed labor. 1861, by this year, thousands of black people were enslaved by the five tribes. 1866, following the Civil War, the U.S. government's victory, new treaties were established with the five tribes. These treaties officially abolished slavery within the nations and granted former slaves the status of freedmen, which conferred citizenship rights and the right to claim land. I would like to just touch on something really quick that I don't think no one has really thought about.
Of course.
When the Indian Removal Act, right? Remember the Seminole Trail, right? That Indian Removal Act. There may be more than one trail. It can't be just one trail because the indigenous people were everywhere. All right, and then there's a reason why they even called them Indians. It's not what people think. You see, that's what research does for you. Now, the Seminole, when the Indians, right, did that.
Slow down real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
When you say
I
it's
know.
not what people think, by law, what do you mean when you say it's not what people think? By law.
Like when it comes to Indian, how we get the word Indians. First of all, we are in what is it? What are we in North? What are we in North? Are we in the West Indies, right?
I can't answer for you.
Yeah, we're in the West Indies, right? We're in the West Indies.
You might be there.
We don't know where you are, but. And we're in the West Indies, and also
speak for yourself. That's what I'm saying. You got to speak for yourself with the law.
Okay. So before, like, all of the let me go back to the Seminole Trail. Remember the quote unquote Black Wall Street. That was in, what is that Black Wall Street? Got bombed, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, during these times in the 1800s, this is when the Indian Trail that took them to that part, Tulsa, they went to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, if you look at the dates of when the trail was, and then the dates when the Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they had raided it and did the thing that they did there, if you look at the date and time, you would see it, and you would have to know that it took them time to establish those businesses that they have. That wasn't overnight. The newspaper, the buses, the hospitals, all of the stuff that they established on Black Wall Street, that didn't happen overnight. So, and they were Black Wall Street. So how Tulsa, Oklahoma, how did the Indian Trail, the Seminole Indian Trail, end up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and how did they end up black?
We're breaking that down, right? Now,
Right.
as you read from the first page, right? What you
There's
say?
50 of those cities, actually, when they say the Black Wall Street, they try to make it like, oh, that was just one great town. There were at least 50 of those towns, different towns. I can't think of the names right now, but there's like quite a few of them. This happened. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
When the Negroes owned over 250 million acres of land.
That's right. And those black people that's over there with Black Wall Street and the Seminole Trail, tell me, how did they end up black over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
They was called
freedmen
towns.
They're called freedmen towns. They're called freedmen. They got put under black codes, which is enslavement of being freedmen. That's what we're trying to say to y'all respectfully. Like, they're enslaved. They're called freedmen. Okay, so the negotiations are only done with the freedmen. An Indian is not me. An Indian enslaved me. Like we're reading and breaking down, right? Deals is only done with the freedmen, right? The freedmen is not Indians. So that's why we reading like together with everybody, like, right? We reading that, right? This. Hey, okay. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, you take some and you leave some. You see, because when you do your research, you put it together. For some strange reason, your body has a mind of its own, and it will pick and choose the truth from those papers. Anywhere you read, it's going to pick what it needs, and it's going to leave some. So even in this right here on the World Wide Web, I know I am very careful about what I read and where it's from, and I have to take some from it and leave some. So what I'm saying is that line upon line and precept upon precept, and the information that I have and how the people were called, ended up being called Indians, right? And then I know a lot of times people say, oh, they enslaved people. We're going to hear a lot of stuff. No matter which way we turn, there's going to be something there. Even with my sister, with any of your siblings or with your family, anywhere you turn and you're trying to do something, it's going to be somebody to come and tell you why it shouldn't be that way. So, but with the Indians and the quote unquote, the indigenous, they the same. And I'm explaining that because can
you put me on the big screen if you don't mind?
And when I say that we are part of the geographical area of Africa, they are. If you look at those maps, the older maps, they don't look like the newer maps. And then you would see, they would say, well, this is where the Indians were, right in Africa, right?
And not to cut you off, I don't mean to be so rude to cut you off. But you see this documentation that I got on the screen right here? This is right here. This is the people that was enslaved by what tribe? You see the tribes on the side, right? These are the people that enslaved these people right here and made them per capita. You see that? So we're reading our family tree. This comes from a family tree. So these tribes enslaved these people for per capita. So we're not just reading no books. This is directly from the family tree. So that's why I tell people, do your family tree. Start reading those books. Do the family tree. The work is in the family tree. Your family tree won't lie to you. Not one bit.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Because honestly, the way I remember hearing stories, these are just stories of people buying their own people. When they were able to be free, they bought their people. And even when I traveled to...
That's not what my records are saying.
No. I'm not saying what your records saying. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to just say, I don't know how you all feel about...
I don't like to say I believe something. I like to go with the knowing. I like to go with the facts of my genealogy.
Well, right now you're going according to a piece of paper, and I'm going to tell you something I saw and some of my experience with my own eyes.
The laws. Respect.
Okay, so
like I'm asking,
I want to tell
you laws because we go by law in here. That's all we do. That's where it's gonna probably seem different. We read the laws and we don't go by like narrative. He say, she say, de facto. So that's
okay. So when it comes to laws, I may see laws different than you. Are you talking about statutes and ordinances? Or are you talking about laws?
I said laws. I never said the word statutes and ordinances.
Okay, so what is law to you?
Natural law. How about that? Cosmic law. Treaty law come later on. What you still only seen those treaties with the American freedmen. Nobody else. So if somebody an Indian, you enslave me if you black and you a copper colored Indian. When it's not you, you're not an Indian. You just gonna be yourself. You see, like we're trying to explain, like how you got up respectfully when you got up and it's like some beings that get up and read, but their brain and body got a mind of its own. It'll take what it want from something. That's what's happening right now with us and talking with you. We're reading and showing you the stuff.
No, I would take it. I screenshot what she had, so that I can make it bigger when I get off the phone. I can make it bigger I can't.
That's my family tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna screen. Yeah, I'm gonna. I screenshot.
That's her family tree.
That's my family tree. That's not a document you can screenshot. I'm just showing you.
No. Okay. I just can't see it. Is what I'm saying. And when I
saying don't screenshot her family tree.
Oh, don't screenshot it. Fine. Okay. So what I'll do is I already screenshot it. I just won't look at it. I'll delete it. Nope. No problem. Listen, I can't do nothing with it. Okay, so I'll just delete it respectfully.
No.
I mean, seriously.
No, listen. We're trying to take our time to explain law to you and stuff, but you almost disrespected her. You was like, you got a piece of paper up there, and she has to tell you,
But law to me is different than. But a lot of people don't know what law is. That's what I'm saying. What is law to you?
Why are we speaking? Okay.
We have to be speaking the same language in order for me to say.
If you know there's a difference from law. Facts. But if you know it's a difference from law and statutes and ordinance, and I said the word law, we're speaking the same language, me and you. Because you know it's a difference from law, statutes, and ordinance. And you only heard me say the word law. So we that part.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you talk about law, what I'm trying to say to you is each one, me, for instance, the only greatest one I can give you example is me and my husband. We created law when there was an offer and acceptance. He asked for my hand in marriage, right? Will you marry me? I accepted. Yes, hold on. I'm getting ready to come on. I'm trying to tell you the law that we created was.
Not Maz, don't mute, Maz. Don't mute, Maz.
Where she went?
I don't know.
What the?
Yeah, don't mute.
I ain't drop nobody, y'all. Don't disrespect nobody like that.
Yeah, cooking Maz. Don't mute, Maz.
I don't know what happened, but
don't worry.
Okay, so let me pick up where I was. The law that my husband and I, we created, right? There was an offer and acceptance. Then we got married, right? We had witnesses. So he's promised to do these things for me, love, cherish me, and all these things to death do us part. I said I do. So same thing, vice versa, right? And then we were married. Now, how do we enforce the law? If he see me with some other man, he can say, hey, Truth, listen, you promised to be with only me and me. So now he's enforcing the law that we created. I know I made a law with him. He know he made a law with me. But there's a lot of laws out there that we had no part of, but we'll say it's the law.
I got you. So we're going to use yours for right now. I got you. Now, you said you did a contract. You took a bond but you didn't take a bond with your man. You took a bond with a bankrupt corporation, a third-party entity. Because you didn't get your credits back for giving out your heart, which is your energy. So, you don't
God, that was good.
I say, each 7 years, that bond becomes null and void because you're supposed to restore that bond every 7 years. Nobody is married out here when they don't know the laws of marriage and how you shouldn't even be doing these bonds with this bankrupt corporation because they're eating off of you, the American freedman, like a leech, like a tether. You're supposed to have a trust. And if you do take a bond, your bond is supposed to go inside of your trust. Right? Because we grow trust to make a bond. That is natural law. Common. Ooh, let it breathe. Let's get back on the topic a little bit. So the law of what we're saying that we're reading about, you know, the Indians enslaving the American freedmen. Freedmen.
If, you know, I'm just saying, what if our families weren't as good as you think they were? Man, what if they did have slaves? What if they did do it?
You have to read your family tree to know so you don't what if.
Yeah, I'm still doing it, so I'll look into it.
No problem, but that's what we trying to help everybody, you know, get out of their way. That what if, I don't know. Like, we trying to help everybody know again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta know, you know. So that's all. We breaking down the laws and reading, and we're trying to show the people by law, right? By law, you got the treaty law. Under black codes, they have to learn this again. Okay? So right now, give you a quick example. You got half the people say they Indians, don't pop no treaties, no family treaties, no nut. You see that? They don't even care about an ink pen. Fry. But I thought you was Indian. Where your government? You're moving too slow. Hold on. You see what I'm saying? I got so-called sovereign immigrants running around talking about they a natural man. Fry. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? You don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Slow your roll. People talking about Constitution. What Constitution? It's over 300 things of a Constitution, man. You slow your roll. You're fried. It's different citizenships. It's not just one. So all of this in a hierarchy system of what you call law, and it's just a little bit. So when we say the word law, me and newswoman, well, this is a little example of what we mean. We go by law. The hierarchy, universal, the highest of highs. So it's like right now we over a lot of beings frequency right now with how we even breaking stuff down, operate and talk with them. They be, what's going on? Ain't it a natural law for you to be birthed? Oh, okay, so we trying to protect your natural law, family.
Thank you.
No problem. But that's what we letting everybody else know. Go ahead, News One, my fault. I see you, bro.
When you was talking about the Freeman, you know I got to pull up the Freeman Savings Trust Company because I need people to understand we don't have a Freeman Savings and Trust Bank. This company, okay? It's the reason why it's a company. And thanks to Soul Sister, I would have never computed it and put it all together. You see what I'm saying? If it wasn't for me going to her page, and I think y'all should go check out her page or her equity videos because you're going to get your mind very in tune to what we're talking about, right? Because the book that she had sent to me, it was breaking down how the freedmen actually executed with the trust company and how we all supposed to be set up with a trust company, Okay? Because this is going to zero out your account. And it's going to disperse all stuff to the beneficiaries. That's the reason why we have records. Because we could go back and claim our freedom stuff because it came through a trust company. It didn't go through a trust bank. Okay? So I just want to pull this out and let them know we had $2 million in a trust company, not the bank. Mm-hmm. So you already know it's not real money. It's stock, it's gold, it's fruits, vegetables, land. It's all that stuff put in there, okay?
The treaty I just pulled for him in person. Let's tap the screen, let's tap the screen, let's tap the screen. Now we diving into law. So we pulled an Indian treaty contract with the freedmen. Now we pulling law. We starting from the 1800s, right? Now, 1854, we gonna classify the Chinese as Indians. From 1856 through 1866, which you will start getting into more detail, the Caucasian race, which is a specific race that deals with these Chinese-style people. Okay, by law, they have to be Indian to be in colonial America. Now, slow it down, okay? If you haven't pulled your family tree at this time, it's going to conflict everything, okay? Because you need to see, what was your grandma and them doing? The United States, okay, bam. So what was they? Was they a U.S. citizen? You don't know.
Excuse me.
No problem, no problem.
Hey, when you do your genealogy, I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but you find out some stuff that your family was doing that you wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you, with genealogy, you find out stuff about your dad back in the day, your grandmother, I'm telling you, it's really amazing and something to hear, like very itchy ears. You be right there like, what the? Like, you think your family was really, really all that goody two shoes? They were back there like I'm talking about the, you know, yeah, like you would do that genealogy and go back to the way y'all really came from in this land and talk to all those who knew your father back then and knew your grandmother back then. They'll tell you. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Too? So we don't get too far off the topic. We're trying to keep it fusion together with the people. You know, it's financial.
Oh, wait, go ahead. I just wanted to say that because you was talking about some stuff, so I just thought of that, you know.
No problem. Shout out. Everybody tuning in, top of the screen. Let's shut alive. Now, like we break it down at the time of the U.S. Court coming in, you're going to have codes and statutes. You see that style? Codes and statutes. That's going to be for U.S. citizens. Okay, whoever falsely, willfully represents himself to be a citizen of the United States will be fined under the title or imprisoned. Okay? Now, at this time frame, like we break it down, it's going to conflict everybody if they have not did the family tree while we pulling laws. Order. Okay? Now, for the U.S. citizen part, let me do like this. For the U.S. citizen part, a lot of us became U.S. citizens. We did a whole different style of a contract with them. And that deal with the freedmen. Now, can you, appreciate it. Now, next part. With the beans coming in of 1800, this is going to be the great arrival. So like I'm breaking down with y'all, everything got to be governmental, in order, law, and everything come behind it, okay? So you're bringing them in and you're putting them in the Indian reservations in 1850s. This is when the 3 kangaroos is finna get created. The 5 civilized tribes is about to get created, okay? They already done put you in a maneuver. Look at it like that. Now, the great arrival, as you see me in the Library of Congress for everybody, right? Okay. Is what you gonna call, I'm finna bring you up, Cash. For everybody, for all of us born in the 1900s, This is called the New World, but in reverse, like you're supposed to be remembering, because this is your home. This is the last wave of New World babies. Okay? This is the last wave. Okay? So now you going this way in reverse. Everything we studying is that way. We this way, we going that way. Make sense for everybody? All right. Your family tree gonna take you that way when you go sit down and pull it. And you gonna see migration, a lot of stuff you was doing. Okay? Now, I'm gonna throw her up right quick and come in right behind her. Picking back up.
Okay, so so I'm taking it all the way back to the beginning of the 1610. And if you can see on here, it got the Indian, and then it got the what? Like to y'all.
Somebody shout it out. Somebody shout it
Y'all
out.
can put it in the comments. Y'all can answer if y'all want on the crest. Is a settler, right? And that would be a so-called Englishman, right? Right. So when you see the Englishman and the Indian, you see the Red Cross, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got to go to Hurricane Katrina. We got to go to the Mississippi mud flood with the Red Cross, right?
Is that the same Red Cross of today?
Oh, okay. Let's keep going.
Keep that up there right quick.
I got you.
Now, you see the buffalo with the crown on his head? With the Indian. If you clearly read it, Native American tribes, which are Africans, they're going to enslave the people and name us buffalo soldiers. This is in your family tree. This is American history. I ain't talking foreign when I'm saying Indians enslaved the people. You just got to wake back up. Right? They named us the buffalo soldiers. Later on.
I'm gonna take it a step further so it could really compute in people's head, right? This goes all the way back to the Knights Templar. When we say we ancient, we really ancient. I'm not playing with y'all. So you see that red cross on this Knights Templar?
Yep.
Didn't I just say we just had the Hurricane Katrina? I'm from Louisiana. We just had that, right? 20 years ago?
Right.
The Galveston flood, the flood in Florida. All this is produced by who? My bad. Who comes after? My bad. The Red Cross, right?
The Great Crusaders now. Yeah.
The Red Cross, right, sis? They always come after every natural disaster. I ain't playing. That's why they want your blood. They want your... Okay.
They prepared. They prepared before the disaster because they know it's coming.
Okay.
They all operate together with the government under HAARP, the HARP program. So when they set these up, or if they have a natural disaster, then they already know what's going on. And then it's planned. So when there's a natural disaster, then there's funding and, money that comes in and charitable donations, and then they can get rid of people at the same time. It sounds like a double whammy.
Now you see, sis. So that's why I want to bring it up. We gonna go over to we don't want to take it too far, but I want you to pull up the Native American horses so you can see that these are the same people. When we say Indians enslaved us, we're not playing. This is their word. You gotta remember, we're ancient people, so we've been doing the same thing for a long time.
Let's tap that screen. We're breaking it down. Now, like I'm breaking down the law, Indians classified in 1854, which are Chinese East Indians, Dutch East India, if you don't remember, they're getting classified to work. They're losing their turbans, their fezzes, their feathers. And, well, Noble Drew Ali born right here, ain't he? He about to adopt some customs. All right. All right. Now, let's keep it slow. Law and order. How y'all feel about what I just pulled so far before I keep shifting? I'm showing y'all the law.
Well, it's just like class. You got to come back and hear it again.
Respect.
So that it can stick. You really got to, go in and really read it slower and sit down with it and talk about it more.
So, okay. Now, what I'm trying to do for y'all, like I'm trying to keep this work with everybody's state of mind at the same time. Look this way while reading, because you got to know you reading backwards with the law. But you got to remember, you're not with me right now. So your family tree, you supposed to be, I'm reading my family tree with him running backwards. That's what I'm trying to make everybody mentally grab right now. Like, okay. Now, what I'm breaking down with her, 1 second. It's basically called the Dutch East Indies, and then you're gonna have the West Indies, which is the Dutch West Indies. The thing is, in between all of that, where your story is getting suppressed, so only your family tree will tell you what we, trying to break down. Whoops. Makes sense? A little bit, maybe not. Like, history is about their story, mankind's story, okay? Our stories, we really getting hogged down by them and aiding and assisting them, all right? Because it's our land. Y'all will do y'all tree and see everything in y'all tree for you. Land, all of that, okay? So once you compute back to the tree, you will remember, like, hold on. Bro, we out there aiding and assisting shit. Everything, yo. We out there undefeated, aiding the world, man. I'm trying to... Listen, we serving His Majesty. Everybody is under servitude. It's just we the richest people is our shit. But we really the light. But it's like we the master everything. But we're trying to just walk y'all backwards to who His Majesty is. You get what I'm saying? By law, by everything. Like, people gotta get this shit because they out here on autopilot. Talking about respectfully when they say, I'm His Majesty servant. Who? What he look like? Because we all on here scrambling like tapioca right now. Right, who is he? Right. You see what I'm saying? Respectfully. So it's like we trying to read the laws with everybody and show them who it's for. Okay?
But, excuse me.
No problem.
When you talk about family tree, you guys have to excuse me because when you talk about family tree, like, we gotta look and see why we're using that term, like our family tree. Like, did our ancestors live in trees?
If you want to know the truth, like we trying to break down, the word family don't mean what you think. It's a slave. It's a slave tree. You got enslaved by everything in your tree. It ain't you. That's what we trying to tell y'all. Y'all ain't got there yet.
Okay, let's see.
We trying to take it slow with everybody. You up there, newswoman?
Alright, so when we breaking down how these people really look, this is how they look. Because people like to go and say, oh, it's the white teeth right here. That's why that saying is all kinfolk, all skinfolk and kinfolk, right? This is why. Exactly.
Right.
Why?
Right.
So we just trying to break it down.
Wow, that's 1899.
You see the
Hey.
6 ether India.
Yeah.
Now watch this.
Right.
Watch this. Watch this. Flip both of them 9s upside down. What does that say?
1866.
Okay, I rest my case. You see?
Okay, but more than that, what if you just take the 1 off and make it an I?
We do it all, trust me. We break it all down, but just trying to make it slow for the people, you know?
Okay.
Now, the East Indian slave trade refers to multiple and connected systems of slavery. The slave trade within the Indian Ocean, Southeast Asia, and parts of East Africa. Once it get hit, it's going to become British East Africa because the East Indies is going to mankind through it. Distinct from the transatlantic slave trade. If you take the E off, it's Slav. And that's a black Slav, white Slav, whatever style you want to think of, okay? European powers, particularly European powers, which is telling you the cultures. Transatlantic, right? Particularly the Dutch East India Company significantly expanded existing regional slave markets using forced labor. Remember these laws and these words as we break down. Indians got to come over, be classified. Right? Okay. Now, anyway, this trade involved enslaving people from various regions, including India, Southeast Asia. Remember Africa, that part they're talking about, because it's not one. Also included the enslavement of the indigenous peoples or populations. Right? Now, clearly, Smithsonian, we reading, you see the screen. East India Dutch Company. Okay? We can see with our own eyes. Okay? You see the hats, you see the decoratives, you see their... Now, from here, this is a time frame for the 16th century. How you doing, Reflection? Okay? Now... Oh, I got you. You just popped out. I see you threw another one up. I got you. There you go. There you go.
They was coming over here like this too. All you gotta do is pay attention to the headdress. Pay attention to everything. This was like a Latin to me. What is a Latin? Where they at? Because clearly this is their people. So where they at? You see what I'm saying?
Let me, I do. That's the balsa rafts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Also originate where? And where? South America, right?
I'm finna pull a reference, yes. Which would be, yes, here. So, can you see this page? This book is called The Katanaga. I had got it. Me and Penn used to be going live, dropping gems back in the day. So Penn, you see her name up there. I had got this from her, like literally last year. So the Katanaga, right? All the names: Adu, Badu, Amor, Amina, Gobina, Kamina, Aqua, Ama, Amani. Right? My fault, I had got a phone call. Wazi, Kapana, Yaba, Yaya, Bongo, Dongo, Congo with the K, Mala, Katanaga, Tamale, all became African names. Hot Tamale. They were originally South American Indian names. It was worth noting, these are the African names that originated from South America. Another novelty that South Americans introduced to Africans was in sailing. The boats were dug out canoes, bark canoes, balsa rafts. That's what Nash had up. The rafts were often powered by mast. It was the South American of the mast. The mast harnessed the energy from the winds at sea to power the raft. Balsa rafts were principal vessels. There go that governmental word. Take over that vessel, boys, right? Merchants, pirates, vision, right? That were used to make the commute to Africa. By the time South Americans came to Africa, they had been sailing along the rivers in man-made boats for several centuries. 100 years make a century. How you doing? Yeah. The first time crossed the ocean, we ain't gonna play with that word, right? We ain't gonna play with that sentence. They showed the Africans how to take large tree trunks and transform them into canoes. They also showed them how to make oars out of trees, and they finally showed them how to sail up and down the rivers. Okay? Because that's what you're going to get into about up and down the Atlantic and stuff. Okay? So that was a breakdown of what she was showing. Brother.
Real quick, before I jump down, right? I just want to say, whoever just tried to block me and get me reported, trying to get me banned from going live, you is a real ass. And you can suck something out your mama. I ain't even playing. I don't even play like that. Whoever did that, you really is a hating, jealous ass bitch. I'm sorry, brother, but I just want to say that, and I'm about to drop. I already know, but yeah, that just pissed me off. And it failed, bitch. Appeal is appealed.
I'm sorry.
Apologies.
Excuse me, what's the name of that book?
The Katanaga.
Okay, I'm gonna just let me see if you my friend.
The Katanaga for everybody. And like I said, I had got it from Penn last year. But it went with that book that she pulled up right now. Okay. Now, why is this important in chronological order from where we 1920 swinging backwards like we doing? Okay. The boys are coming over under Reconstruction. I already kind of showed you they're coming off their British, African descent. Okay. And they got to come in and get right? What should be your names? That'll be the corporate personhood. Okay, that we start breaking down later on. Okay, that's why your genealogy is important for everybody. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is them coming in off of that.
But everybody may not be the same. I mean, Mr. Everybody, like, all, like, Indians, right? Or whatever, weren't the same. It's like everyone is not the same, because when I did my genealogy, I didn't ask, I just called family that I really, just started getting in touch with everybody. And a lot of people told me that, that we're Indians. We been knew it. Daddy knew it. Grandma said she was, and great grandma also. These patriarchs in the family who talked to their grandmothers, their mothers, and their grandmothers, and also my dad told my nieces. I got family that my cousins, his dad, his mom's father is an Indian. They all are very, very
I got a question for you. Have you found that in your genealogy?
Okay, so in my genealogy, it just takes me back. I found 500 years of my grandmothers. And when I looked at, 500 years, I found 5 grandmothers.
Have you found it?
Yeah, I'm ready to tell you. What did you say? So, but on the census, it just reads like, some of it is not so clear, but it's like some of them reads like, I'm going to go back and look at that part, because some people say, if you look at that part, and I'm going to go back and look at it carefully and look under, see if it's Negro, black or whatever. But I do know they stopped using the term Indian, though.
Not what I'm asking.
Okay, what are you asking?
I'm asking, did you find it in your genealogy? We can't have no myths. We saying we're going according to genealogy. And my genealogy is telling me that I'm not an Indian and I've been enslaved by Indians. What I'm going to do, I'm going by my genealogy, not something somebody that said or some fairy tale. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading my genealogy. I'm going at my genealogy unbiased. I'm not trying to find shit in there. I'm just trying to find out who my people is. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into your genealogy unbiased, you're going to get further. Some people don't get further because they're trying to find a particular thing, right? So when you go in there and you be unbiased about the information that you find, you're going to find something that you might not even thought of. You see what I'm saying? So you can't have no expectations when you're doing your genealogy, because I think that's what people is getting crossed up. They trying to find things, but you just need to read the tree for what it is, because it's a beautiful story. If it don't have Indian in it, it's a reason why you don't have it in there. Okay?
Oh,
so just read the genealogy for what it is, so we can get past it.
No, I get you. I get what you're saying. Most definitely, absolutely, I get that. And I honestly, I grew up my life